question of I don't know what I'm doing or what am I doing is not just for you. Like, it's the same question that happens to most people. And it's okay to sometimes ask yourself that. There are some things that take time. There are some things that take a minute to conceptualize, closing out background noise and putting behind all the worries you have. Especially, this is important before the day starts. The journey you're on is unique. It is yours alone, and it's up to you to make the best and most out of your journey. And you can do that if you are intentional, if you are using the right networks, the right support around you, and looking up all the resources you need to pursue whatever career path you're on and whatever kind of life you want to build for yourself. What has been interesting on my journey so far is it has given me deeper introspection into different matters, and that has brought me back to like wellness. If you imagine like the workload that you have, the timelines, the deadlines, the deliverables that are waiting you, like all these different things that rotate around the PhD, you find that it's easy to lose your mind. And so one of the things that have helped me a lot is because I'd already started on my wellness journey. I'm cultivating myself into being present. Things that I've really leaned into during my PhD so far has been trying out things I've always wanted to do but didn't give time. And that is, well, it comes out of intention. So I have been thinking about swimming for a very long time. And I tried swimming while I was in Uganda. It didn't work. Like, I don't know, but somehow when I was thinking about my life and how I was getting like a breakdown from the pitch, I was like, I need to do something that is different, something that challenges me, but also is different from my daily routine, something like a life skill. So I started swimming. And it has been going well. And guys, I realize how much our bodies are able to do, but also our brains, because it starts in the brain. Like when I went swimming, I of course checked out the pool and got membership for it, and I was very excited. I got the costumes I needed, the hair, caps, and everything. And so I moved to this pool and asked for like an instructor. At the time, the instructors were going into their summer break. So that meant that I didn't like have a tutor to take me through, but because my mind was already tuned, it was already set, like I have to start swimming and I have to learn. I was like, but wait a minute, I could actually, because I've been in the water before, it's not that I'm gonna be completely new. I could do like a simple thing as floating. I was like, maybe I can teach myself. So I started to watch YouTube videos, basics about swimming. So I went into it, and guys, now I am a swimmer. I'm about to teach you guys how to swim. That's one of my I don't want to call it toxic traits, but the moment I learn something, I want to teach people, like how I can learn to do my makeup, and the next time I give a makeup tutorial. It all came out from trying to channel my energy, like my fatigue, into something productive. I'm able to swim in case of a crisis. That is one thing, but also I'm able to swim in the moment of when I'm relaxing from the day. So usually after work, after I've done all the coding, the debugging, the writing, I come back home, get my gear, and go to the pool for like about an hour. And the water is so calming. So finding activities outside your normal routine is one way to fill your cup, especially when you're doing time-consuming things and mental-draining things like a PhD or any other thing that you're doing. So find ways to do exciting things in your life. Sometimes it doesn't even have to cost a lot of money. Of course, with my membership at the sports center, I get to access the Pilates classes, the gym, I go for dance class. So I'm enjoying it as I'm balancing my life as a PhD student and also as someone who enjoys their wellness journey and lifestyle. I think that's what makes the journey very interesting, to talk about other things as well as blending in my life with PhD. Like it now I see how lifestyle and wellness fits seamlessly into the kind of work I'm doing, and I'm learning this as I go. Like I don't have to figure out the entire thing, but like blending the two worlds into one for like holistic wellness and well-being. It turns out what I thought was a conflicting journey of my content creation and my PhD life is no more conflicting in any sense, because now I've learned how to seamlessly bring my wellness journey and blend it with my PhD journey to have like a very functional Maria that you see now. Otherwise, I was gonna be pushed under the bus because it got overwhelming. So I've cultivated practices, routines in my daily life, and these have been very fundamental in keeping me rooted and grounded and present, and have helped me slow down. So some of those things are journaling. I do that. I used to do journaling like every day, but sometimes it's not practical, and I want to keep it 100% real with you. As much as I love to journal, I'm not sometimes able to do it every other day, but I make sure over the weekend I take time, sit down, and just journal like what has happened, what has transpired, the things I've been able to do, the things I plan to do, things I'm grateful for. It helps me a lot. Other things, I like to observe silence. This I do every day. Like in the morning before the day starts, when I wake up, I make sure I do not run to my phone as the first thing, because as a content creator, again, it's easy for you to want to check updates and all those things. I have now taken it upon myself to be away from my phone in the first hours of the morning. And if I'm on my phone in the morning, then it has to be I'm either playing like some meditation songs or sounds, or I'm just listening to like a someone a podcast. Sometimes it's basically silent, like quiet, just being present with myself and hearing like my inner voice. Finding that moment when you cut down all the background noise. Like I can't even find the right words to stress this, but like closing out background noise and putting behind all the worries you have. Especially this is important before the day starts. Like you just find that moment. It could be 10 minutes, 30 minutes. The more you do it, the more effective and efficient it becomes. Now it's in that silence that you get ideas, that you remember the things you're meant to be doing. Like ideas keep flowing. In the silence, sometimes you get the answers. In the silence, we close out all that background noise. So I do that a lot, and I try as much as I can to make that a habit. Of course, when I started out, it was quite of small, but now I can go like a good 20 minutes. At first, keeping 5 minutes of silence, the moment you start to keep silent, you start thinking about, I need to get ready, I need to do this. But now I make sure I wake up on time, first of all, and then observe those minutes of silence and meditate. It grounds you like in many ways. Like you start the day under no pressure, no panic, like no. My friend and I use the term like owato papala, like you're solid, you're grounded, you are confident in who you are. Most of the times, honestly, we have the answers, but we are so like distracted by everything happening around us. So finding a moment to just be quiet, silent, and listen to the answers that you keep looking for. Other things, I love to take nature walks. That's been the norm. I do that a lot. It is easy. It doesn't take a lot of my energy, and I get to see very cute things around and create content as I go. Of course, I go to like workout, and by workout I don't mean like lifting weights. Sometimes it's taking walks, sometimes it's just stretching, and yeah, like such simple easy tasks. Well, another important thing is I've also made peace with progress, telling myself it's okay, like this journey is a personal journey in a sense, and as much as I want to finish everything, like there's some things that take time, there's some things that take a minute to conceptualize. So giving myself that grace and saying, I've made progress so far, but if I'm not moving at the pace that I was premeditating in my mind, if I'm not able to move at the sprinting pace, it's okay for me to take this as a marathon and not as a sprint. So being that aware of my progress so far, appreciating how far I've come. I want to say it's easy for anyone on any journey to look at the challenges that there are, but it's also important for you to observe the opportunities and the very many beautiful things any journey has brought you on. Well, while we can find every challenging bit about the PhD journey, there's also so many opportunities it opens up to someone. And of course, some of it, I've shared some of these highlights, like attending different conferences, the networks. You guys, the networks it brings you, especially if you're very open to like building professional networks, it will be like a stepping stone for you to meet people, to collaborate, to discuss, to put you in spaces that are very fundamental. For me, it has opened up travel opportunities as well. Okay, not just a PhD, but this started way back when I was doing my master's, and I've shared some of these. Like, I've literally traveled the world, and I'm grateful for such an opportunity, and I don't take it for granted. And I'm happy to share with people how my journey is, so that they can draw inspiration, so that we can discuss, like, so that I can also mentor other people, because I know this is a journey beyond myself, like, in a position to be able to experience some of the things I have, to get exposure that has come with it. Then it is upon me to channel that, like, in the best ways that I can. And one of the ways I'm doing that is to speak to people and encourage them, and help people as I can go, and mentor people that are following in my footsteps. So I'm happy. Like, I do this, like, I can do this in a heartbeat. You don't even have to pay me. In a heartbeat. Of course, if you're paying me, I will take that money, but in a heartbeat, I will do it. I feel like it's a calling for me, and I'm happy to share my journey. That is one of the ways I give back to society, because what other way? I mean, I could hold back and perhaps not share this journey, but then God didn't put me in this position for me to only shy away from some of these things. My supervisor kept asking me, there is a time I kept doubting, like, the kind of work I was doing a lot, and I kept asking him, but is my work, when you keep, and this is the thing, like, every PhD student will keep asking themselves, what am I doing? Someone was actually saying, when in the first year of your PhD, ask yourself, what am I doing? Second year, what am I doing? Third year, what am I doing? Year X, what am I doing? Even the night before you defend your viva or you defend your thesis, you will ask yourself, what am I doing? Oh, I don't know what I'm doing. And even after you finish your PhD, you get your title, you get into industry, or you get into, like, another research, the question will always pop up. So it turns out that this question of I don't know what I'm doing or what am I doing is not just for you, like, as a PhD student, but it's the same question that happens to most people. And it's okay to sometimes ask yourself that. So one time my supervisor told me, but Maria, your work is very nice. I hope you fall in love with your work. That's what he said. And every time I present this work, I get such very good feedback. So it has helped me to also be aware, because I think the more you present the work and getting feedback, it builds the confidence on the kind of work you're building, the kind of research you're working on. It has helped me a lot. And so now I know that the work I'm doing is, first of all, very impactful, not just for, like, the scientific community, but overall, like, the bigger picture that I'm trying to build out of my career. And I'm grateful for the opportunity. Sometimes you need to be reminded that the work you're doing is actually important. It motivates you to keep going and pushing forward. So what's coming next? Of course, I've shared about my different ventures or my different pursuits. And honestly, I can promise that a lot is coming in. So I am going to be announcing soon. I'm excited to be sharing tips around wellness, around, of course, mentorships for people who are starting out in career. But also, I realized I probably don't have to find a niche. I am the niche. Like, the niche is for the people who are trying to find a balance at the different pursuits of life. So use me as an example. In any case, that comes into, like, my daily routines, habits, and then also, like, other activities I do as I share on my platforms. So be sure to follow me on my Instagram, on my TikTok, on my LinkedIn. I share some of the conferences, the career journey. That's on my LinkedIn mostly, and my LinkedIn is Maria Namaganda. And then I share snippets on my TikTok account. I'll be tagging up down here, so you can follow that. And then here on YouTube at Maria Namaganda. I am happy to, first of all, share my journey with you, but also to just be like a reminder, in a sense, that whatever it is, you've got it, and the journey you're on is unique. It is yours alone, and it's up to you to make the best and most out of your journey. And you can do that if you are intentional, if you are using the right networks, the right support around you, and looking up all the resources you need to pursue whatever career path you're on and whatever kind of life you want to build for yourself. So I hope by you interacting with my content, you find whatever you're looking for. It could be, I mean, sometimes I have like a sense of humor, so I could throw in They say people who have humor don't say they have humor. So use this information as you wish. But anyway, you might have come for the science, but found out that I'm mostly into style on my page. Or you might have maybe followed me for the style, then you find that I talk about science. Whichever it is, you might have followed me for wellness tips and styles and then find out that I'm doing other things. It's all about a balanced life and how I'm able to blend this into my life to make it a vibrant life, because honestly, it's one life we got. And the best we can do out of it is to give it the absolute shot at it and enjoy it, because it is one life and it is a long life. So how about make it enjoyable while it lasts? Yeah, my hope is that I inspire people out there to thrive in their own lives, that wherever God plants you, you bloom, you exceed expectations. Well, thank you so much for watching this video until now. I hope you picked a thing or two. I hope this served your time and purpose for watching it. If it blessed you, if it spoke to you in any way and you'd love to share it, please feel free to, and perhaps leave a comment for me in the comment section. Until next time, see you in my next video.